lovely fourth grade team. Okay, here's the new math room, and I will tell ya, I'm excited by it. It has a lot of stuff in there, so much stuff that they could be doing. So to start off with, the giraffe is because giraffes are so geometrical, aren't they? We could have measurement conversations and geometry shape conversations with giraffes. So anyway, that's why the giraffe's hanging out. And it's spring, so we have some nice smelly flowers. Okay, the month has some area perimeter games on there to do. So that's that. Okay, because I know your calendar grid is looking at perimeter, so they could look at both. The teacher stuff, I put a lot of brain pop stuff on here for measurement and geometry. So the kids should really watch me go through it first to say that when you click on measurement for brain pop, so this one here, it'll take you to many different ones that you could choose from. And what I'm explaining in the video is that if I go and do this one from brain pop on centimeters, that there'll be a video to look through, but then there'll also be activities to choose from. So they should definitely pick one or two activities to try with it and not just video. So that's what I'm explaining in that short video. So there are lots of things to pick from for measurement and then lots of other ones to pick from for geometry. Okay, just on brain pop. Then this symmetry activity is really awesome. It's from the makers of Mathagon. It's on their website. And I'm explaining it right here in a few minutes of what you do. So it's them in the video. I'm explaining that you are working through a lesson on symmetry on your own. So this is me. I've already worked through up to here on symmetry because it keeps track, as you can see over here on symmetry. I've gone this far in the lesson, and it is it sees what you do, and this little fox down here that you can't see gives me feedback about how I'm doing. So it's asking me to draw in the line of symmetry. So I'm like, oh, I think it's right there. I think, what if someone puts it right here? It's going to say, oh, that's not right. And the little fox will come up and say, oh, that's not quite right. Okay, so that's cool. So I go through, I draw in where I think those lines of symmetry are. And then down on this one, I not only have to do the lines of symmetry, but then I also have to type in how many there are, right? And the fox is always saying something to me with cute little signs, so it's so cool. And then once I get through with that, it'll keep going for me. It's not going to have me keep going if I didn't make it through these ones. So you'll see what I mean when you work through the lesson. Or at the bottom of here, it says to reveal more content, you have to complete all the activities and exercises above. Are you stuck? Skip to the next step, or reveal all steps. So I could click on these if I want to get to the next step. Like, here's my next one. If I would have completed these symmetry problems, then it would have given me something else to try. Many letters in the alphabet have a reflectional symmetry. It also, I can listen to it telling me and reading me this. So let's say I pick, I think A does, B does. Do you think C does? Do you think D does? Yes, it does. E, yes. F. I don't think it does, but if I click it, it'll say, oh, and then the fox tells me something down here. You can't see it, so I'll click on it so you can see it. This letter doesn't have reflectional symmetry. Okay, and look at it. Also gives me like little GIFs, which is super cool. All right, so that's the Mathagon on symmetry. I thought that was awesome, so might as well use it for geometry. Go back to the home page on the math room, and you have some games to pick from and some practice stuff to pick through. So the Khan Academy stuff, there's loads of it on Khan Academy for them to be picking through. So just to remind them, if I click here on Khan Academy, there's not just one thing to practice. There's a lot to practice with geometry. So I could go through, and here are the practice sessions on this side. And if you notice, there are a lot with fourth grade and geometry. So they could click and practice any of these, okay? And then they're like, okay, I did geometry today. Tomorrow I'm going to try the angle ones. And then the next day I'm going to try area and perimeter, okay? Going back to practice, if I go to the quick check, that's another one of those coming from quizzes And those are on quadrilaterals, so they could try that out. The games, Numtanga is awesome. It's a matching game. I provided a 3-minute video of me doing it, and I have them focusing on measurement. There's a good one on fractions. There's a good one on money in here too that would be good for the kids. But for right now, we're in geometry and measurement, so I just focused on that. They would click on here. I tell them that in the video. And then instead of starting at level 1, which they'd probably have fun doing, we're going to level 6, measurement, and starting. And then we are going to try to make a match as to which one matches up from here over to here. This 1000 M is the same as 1000 meters. So far I got one right. I'm on round 1 and I have this much time to try and make it to the next round. Okay, so I show them all that in the video. Going back to the home page, another game, this one, the kangaroo hop, is just talking about shapes. It's an easier game. But I thought it would be a good one to have on there. And then this one's good. It is using Flash, but all they need to do, I've done this with my 5th graders, they would need to click here and say, yes, I want to run this game. It's a good one of them practicing naming, finding parallelograms, finding rhombus, finding trapezoids, and things like that. The only other things I want to show you is this right here. I changed this one to the game 4 numbers, so I explain it right here. They're literally given 4 numbers, and they try to make the number 24 with those 4 numbers on this site. On the video, I'm able to, I think, get 3 of them done in the certain amount of time that it gave me, so they could try and beat me. Then going back to the home page, the one other thing would be this thinking cap guy bringing you to these awesome activities from Bridges called Math at Home. And you could pick some of these to do in your classroom and just have one a day or something that you try out together. Or a kid could print one out and have one to try on their own. So that is that. Yeah. All right, bye.